Say good morning, babies. So this is my morning. Got them put in to their little pen that I borrowed from my mother while I'm taking care of these three sweet babies for this week until they get back from their anniversary trip. So yeah, and so I'm excited. They are slowly being weaned off to a mixture of milk, cat replacement milk, kitten replacement milk, and canned food. So they're not taking bottles much anymore, but they are taking pretty good to their food mixture. So yay, I'm happy about that. And then of course what they're laying on is a towel over a heating pad and a pet bed. So yeah, so excited. They are sweet. They are just about finished eating, and they're probably gonna go back down for a nap. All right, it has been an interesting day so far. I've gotten a lot done, taking care of my mom's foundling kittens. You'll have seen the clips of that earlier. Gotten editing for a video done, and now what you're here for is the Bonesmith by Nikki Preto. This was from it's a special edition. It is from, I believe, Fairy Loot when I was subscribed to that service. Of course, has the sprayed edges and all with it. And Nix is going to come join me. I think the cover could be reversible, which I have been enjoying this cover. But it also has art on the inside as well. And then this is what the book itself looks like. It really only has the decor on the front, and then this is the spine. Nothing on the back. It does have some artwork in the front, and as well as in the back. Pretty artwork. To me, it's kind of intriguing. Why does she have white eyes? What is the black around them? The costumes are pretty cool. And it is also signed. Alright, so the purpose of these vlogs, and I'm going to now keep the cover off to make reading it easier. So the whole purpose of these vlogs is to read my special editions. Why did I spend the money on these editions if I'm not actually going to read them? I have, I think, around 7, maybe 8 Fairy Loot books to go through. Again, as I read it, if I enjoy it, I'm going to keep it on my shelves. If it's something I think I would want to reread in the future, or if it doesn't work for me, then I'll DNF it if it's DNF worthy, because it's just putting me in a slump, or just it's a slog to get through. I don't enjoy those types of books, so then I would DNF it. And if I DNF it, then it's going to go and find a new home. So again, I'm only keeping things on my bookshelves of the things that I enjoy. I'm going to do an immersion reading for this book. I know it's a late start. I'm hoping to finish this book within a week, depending on the speed that I can play it and still comprehend it as I'm doing the immersion reading. I still have this week off for the winter break, Christmas break that we have, so I should be able to get a large part of this read. I know I'm getting a late start with everything else I needed to get done today. Tomorrow, I don't think I have really anything other than taking care of the kittens to do, but outside of that, I think I can spend a large part of my time reading. Later, I may pick up my knitting while I'm listening to the book and do some knitting, but I'll need my hands, of course, free for that, but I can still follow along with the audiobook version of it as well. So I'm super excited to get into it. I don't know a ton about it. It looks definitely fantastical about that. Again, it's a trilogy. Like, I need another set of books in my life that is a trilogy, because I'm trying to work through my series this year. But without further ado, I'm going to go on and get started reading, and then I'll check back in with you later, give you kind of my initial thoughts, where I'm at in the book, etc. So I'll catch you on the flip side, guys. Alright, you guys, I'm here for my first update for the Bonesmith. by Nikki Powell, Preto. I am really enjoying it. Having a blast following Ren is our main character. She is a bonesmith. It's kind of their magic system. There are different types of smiths. In her case is Bone, and she, or those who become Valkyries or Reapers, they're there to take care of the undead, more or less. Ghosts, after someone has died, they come back as vengeful ghosts, or other types of ghosts depending on how they have died as to what their temperament is as a ghost. I think there's going to be some political things going on within the book. There is family drama between her father and her grandmother, who is kind of the head of the Bonesmiths currently. There's kind of this mystery surrounding her mother, but she has been born out of wedlock, so her grandmother has never really accepted her. So there's that kind of thing going on. There's a situation that happened during the trial of Ren trying to become a Valkyrie, or I think that's how they say it, Valkyrie. That causes her to have to go somewhere else, and that's where I think our story is taking place, is her trying to redeem her family name, be accepted. So there's acceptance trope. Again, trying to fix family issues that are going on. There's now has been introduced another character, which is the prince, and seeing where that's going to go. There's really not a romantic interest there. I'm not sure if there's going to be a romance plot in this story yet, but I'll keep you abreast of that as I go. I am 100 pages in at starting of chapter 10. It's gone by so fast. I mean, it is so fast paced. It's like trying to absorb everything that is taking place and going on in there, learning the different types of magic that is going on. There is borderlands. There are people across from the border that are were against the kingdom. There's the place called the Breakthrough, which I think caused a lot of the Undead Rising to happen, is from what I'm understanding. I know I'm going to learn more about that. There is a plot element that started at the beginning of the book that I hope comes back around and gets resolved, and Ren really takes her vengeance for what happened at the beginning. Again, I'm trying to speak in general terms without spoiling anything in case you have not read it. This is my first book by this author, and I'm very intrigued. I've already put the second book in my cart on Amazon. I know it's not going to be the special editions. If you know of where the special edition to the second book, I could find that. Again, it's a Fairy Loot edition. That's why I'm kind of that's the downfall of that, I guess, that service, is because you may not be able to get the sequel or sequels if it's a longer series. I think this is a duology. There's a high percentage of you not getting the special edition to the book, to the duology, so they're kind of almost incomplete in that essence. But I think I'm still going to do a hardback copy because I've been looking and I haven't found anywhere that sells the special edition. So that it would match, but at least it'd be hard copy like this one is. So hopefully it will be matching in size to this book. We hope. I'm going to get that as part of my birthday month, which is January, to again complete out this duology. I will definitely have this book read by the end of this week to finish out this vlog. I am so glad I started this series so that I can actually make myself read these books, because this is a great story, and it was just sitting on my shelf unread. And you'll probably hear Nick's in the background shredding paper. But anyways, but yeah, I'm so happy that I decided to do this style vlog so that I can experience these books that I have sitting on my shelf unread. And yeah, I can't wait to dive back in and read some more, and then maybe get another check-in with you guys before I go to bed. All right, until my next check-in, you guys. Well, good morning, you guys. Sorry I did not get an update last night. I only read a couple of more chapters from our book. It is still going really strong. Another event has taken place. I did learn that the prince is not the actual prince who's next in line. He's called the Spare, so he's the third son. And I'm not sure how I like that character. What was his name? I can't remember. Let's see. Is it Prince Leo? I believe is his name, Leonard, but I think he goes by Prince Leo. He seemed very open and energetic when he was first introduced. I know there were some situations that caused him to be that way, but the next morning after they were introduced, he seemed a lot more reserved, not as extroverted as he was the night before. So I'm not sure what's really going on with him. Then a trap was laid that took place, and then a surprising twist with the invaders who had attacked, but also a situation, there was a surprise twist there that I was definitely not ready for or expecting. This author does a really good job of keeping you on the edge of your seat, keeping that suspense high. I can't believe the pace that she is going through with this book. I mean, we are only 132 pages in, and there is hardly any slowdown at all. I mean, it's good, but it's almost exhausting at the same time. I can't wait to dive back in. I was really tired last night, and my friends came over with her little girl to play with the kittens. They stayed for a while. I took a nap, thought, okay, this will, I'll be up forever tonight because of that. No, I was out by like a little after 7. It was a bizarre night. But yeah, so I only got a couple of more chapters to read, so I didn't update you then. I'm about to dive back in this morning. I'm hoping the way I had planned it, about 8 or so chapters a day, and I would have it completed by Friday. I'm over that now by a little bit. But that's kind of my goal. I'm not trying to rush it, but it is super hard to put it down because I want to know what's going to happen next. I'm absolutely loving the magic. Again, she does with ghosts, deals with them. The kind of the opposing force that we have been introduced so far, they're called Ironsmiths, and they can control and manipulate iron of any sort. So his weapon was pretty darn cool. I don't remember if he has introduced his name yet, but he is definitely this character that's on the back. This is the other kind of the invading or the opposing force. And his weapon starts off as a sword, but it can become kind of like a metallized whip. That was awesome. I've not seen that in any of the fantasy that I have read so far. So definitely more fantasy driven. Haven't seen a romance in it, doesn't mean it won't be there. This may be more of like a fantasy romance where fantasy is more in the upfront plot driven, and maybe a romance is maybe a subplot later. I don't know. Like I said, I know nothing about the book. Pretty much went into it blind, not really knowing what was to be expected. Just that I wanted to read off my special edition. So I like actually kind of going in blind. And I can let you know by the end of it if it's just a straight up fantasy, is it a fantasy romance, or whatnot. But yeah, I can't wait to dive back in and get you your next update later on if I can, with it being New Year's. I may not, we'll see. But yeah, I definitely will update you the next time that I get to. All right, bye guys. Well, hello guys. Happy Saturday. It has been about probably 3 days, I think, since my last check-in. I did finally finish the Bonesmith. I absolutely adored this book. I gave it 5 stars on Goodread. The reason for it is pretty much a quick, steady pace throughout the book. There wasn't a lot of dead space. Very well written. I fell in love with Ren, and I really do enjoy the character Julian. Their antics together really kept me on the edge of my seat. They kind of had a little bit of the miscommunication trope going on, but it wasn't overly done. I loved all the plot twists. You know, it's not just one or two. It really kept you thinking throughout the book, trying to solve, here Romeo, trying to solve what's going on in the kingdom, who is behind the kidnapping of the prince, who's Prince Leo or Leopold, I believe, but he goes by Leo. Who is behind all of that? You get some surprising events towards the end and discover other things that were part of that plot as well. I really, really enjoyed it. It didn't necessarily leave it on a cliffhanger because it did wrap up this first book, but I can't wait to get my hands on the second book to see where the plot is going to take us for book 2. I believe I have ordered it, but I don't know when it's going to come in. It is not, unfortunately, a special edition to my knowledge of what I can tell of the book itself. And of course, Fairy Loot, they only have limited editions, and I'm not even sure if this book came out, the second book came out with Fairy Loot as a special edition. You would have to let me know that down below. But yeah, this kind of wraps up my thoughts on this. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the kind of check-ins throughout. It wasn't so much as a vlog of watching me going around and doing different things. It was more kind of updates. Let me know down below, did you enjoy that? Because I enjoyed filming it. Like I said, I kind of got busy around New Year's Eve, and then I went back to work yesterday on Friday. So those 4 days kind of threw a wrench in things, but if I do these types of vlogs, it would only be at night that I would be able to film the updates for you guys, because work is now back in session. The kids come back on Monday, so I'd only be able to film at night and on the weekend. And I'm trying to keep these vlogs down to just a week if I can do that and have them read within that time frame. I did manage to read this one in less than a week, simply because I have the audio version and I was able to speed it up a little bit. I think I got it to a 1.2, the 1.5. I could understand it, but it didn't have a good flow for this particular story at a 1.5. And I know a lot of other people can read much faster, but I enjoy the inflection and some of the pauses that help create the audio versions of stories. So when you speed it up too fast, you kind of lose that story crafting that the narrators are doing when it gets too fast. So some of the stories I have been able to go a little bit faster, but this one, my sweet spot for it was at a 1.2 speed. But yeah, so this pretty much wraps up my vlogging. Again, I'm back in my normal area. I'm going to try to figure out what book I want to vlog next, because I would have to pretty much read it next week, because I'm doing every other week posting of vlogs. So I got to determine that one, and I also have a lot of other books I need to turn my attention to as well. So it may not be every other week for my vlogs. I'm still testing it out and seeing on that end. But anyways, enough of me rambling about that. So until my next either vlog or my next video, I will catch you guys later. Bye guys.